Hey guys, it's Captain Ron America. This is an explainer video, so be sure to stick it out and listen to everything and see what everything that I've got to talk about as far as the current project, which is my steampunk Ironman. Upon request, I had a previous one where I showed off some of the stuff, but somebody said, hey, why don't you take time and explain how did you get to that point and such. So I wanted to kind of give you an overview of what I've got so far and some of the things that are going into it and what later I'll be doing with that. Of course, this is going to be one of my new cosplays for this coming fall. I'm a heavy cosplayer, so I'm always doing various different characters and whatnot. So, you know, welcome to the live stream. Well, it's not really live. It should be live, but this is better. So anyway, so in the Steampunk Ironman, I took Ironman and I decided to do a steampunk version, something related to that nature, you know, that genre. So essentially, let's start off with the chest piece, okay? So far, everything looks aesthetically like the original Iron Man. This is what I've got constructed. I have a 3D printed the V version, or the triangle version of the arc reactor. Works, got its own power supply. But the aesthetics that put this together is where I'll be able to show when I flip it over. You can see the steampunk elements that go to this. Okay, I have an exhaust fan here that actually exhausts the air straight up. Actually comes around the outside of this. Draws the heat away from there. So if I'm wearing it, which there's going to be a lot more, this is just for now to hang from here. So if I'm wearing it, it's going to draw the heat away and then blow it out. But the main point is to be able to take it off so you can show off some of the aesthetics. You know, I have 3 lithium-ion battery packs here that make up the 12 volts to power this. So you hear it when you see it turn on. So it blows, and it's very cool. Then of course I have another power supply here that runs the arc reactor on the inside. I have to add a little blue there. But the point is, that's what's going on there. There's going to be a whole caging system, and then I'm going to skin it over, mostly for mechanical looks to it, pistons, stuff driven by steam in a sense. So we have that. I took the Iron Man helmet design, which I have right here. I've got exhaust fans on the inside here and on the back of the head here, exhausting outwards. They're on the inside. Let me see if I can show you. Right here, there's a screen over top of that, so you can, so I can cover that and my hair doesn't get sucked into the fan. But what the point of it is to exhaust anything inside outwards. So I get fresh air in right here, which, let me see if I can show you. Oh, the light's a little too bright. It's right there. You can just barely see it there, right there. Okay. I have a camera system. That's what is this little opening in the top of the head. I had one before. I'll remake that again. Then this is going to get a steampunk look, gears, clockworks, just the stuff that, you know, give it that perfect aesthetic for the steampunk genre. Then also took time to 3D print the gloves from the Mark 85 suit of the Iron Man suit, and basically I took and gave it a little bit of a steampunk look with the gears in the center. And here's that working. So I had the second one right here, that it's in its basic state. It's empty. It needs a reactor or a repulsor. Hopefully I'm going to come up with a way of doing a repulsor that provides a little steam, so maybe some CO2 cartridges or something that I can go do a little and squirt out some steam out of it. Basically, that would look really aesthetically cool. Now, I 3D printed this part here, just this, and then EVA foam, some plastic, and all that to create the aesthetics here for an arm. And of course I have the steampunk look to it. I have all the aesthetics there. You can see that. Basically using spare parts, random stuff. I used leather to connect this for a more authentic, kind of more of an authentic look. And essentially, it should be easy to put on. And there you go. Has a nice twisting effect because of the leather and the way that I attached this. I could actually turn it a little bit and get a little more give. Before, I wasn't able to touch my nose. Now I can touch my nose after a little bit of a rework on there. So, now there's that. So we have the arm. I've got the second one. It's going to have different stuff on it, but essentially I start with this. This is just the bicep for the right arm. Then I'm going to add the stuff for up here, and then decide how the aesthetics are going to look for the steampunk look. So that's that. Now we have the legs. The steam boots is what you're going to call them. I've already started for the receptacle for the receiving of the repulsor jets, boot jets, but it's going to be the steam jets basically. I have some few things, shins that I have to cut out. That's what the line is out here on the bottom. Essentially, pretty much, this is going to be a type that's going to be able to do a little bit of articulation, movements, and stuff like that. I'm trying to factor that in so that I have more mobility. It's not a rigid kind of boot. So further along, this is the right side, and how much I've gotten done on it, skinning it a little bit right here, how I've attached what you saw here. And essentially what I've done is I've done this little sliding mechanism like that, and essentially this should fall, it's supposed to fall backwards. There we go. And then you just put your foot in and whatnot. So what I have to do though is I have to put a hinge mechanism right there, because even though once you put this together, and this goes right up inside your calves and everything, and it all forms around it, the part about bending your leg forward, so I'm going to have to put a hinge mechanism here, and I've already pre-marked another slot that I'm going to use, okay? And so that way when you bend forward, this should essentially arc and move forward, okay? So that's the boot design. The legs are going to just follow up as you go. So those are the items, the key elements and everything like that that's going to go into this particular project. Yeah. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what I've got intended, and there's going to be more to see. So be sure to give us a good like, give us a follow, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this and want us to keep up to date with everything I got going on. I'm always trying to do something original. That's why I chose the variant universe, so that I can do over here. This is one of my new projects. It's the Captain Hydra. Obviously, have the Civil Warrior with the arc reactor in the shield, which is pretty awesome. Have the original Captain America shield. Now, if I may, okay, where is my remote? There we go. So, I took time and, well, arc reactor can turn on. I can change the colors and stuff like that. But the idea is pretty straightforward. And that is some of my previous videos. You'll see some of my fan films that I've done using the Civil Warrior. That was a great project that I did. So yeah, thanks for checking in. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep up with all the cool stuff that I try to do. Get your interest in it, you know. I built everything here with a box of scraps. To quote Iron Man. So, I'll see you again very soon.